Most people expect business ownership to change their income or schedule. What they don't expect is how much it changes them. We're diving into a side of entrepreneurship that doesn't get talked about nearly enough. How owning a business can change your character, your values, and your life. And here's why we're not guessing. These insights come straight from real senior care business owners across the country. People who've gone from working for others to building teams, managing crises, and changing lives every single day. We've spoken directly with them. These stories are their own words. No filters, just honesty. From deepened empathy to unexpected leadership, from fractured families to reconnected legacies, this is how entrepreneurship doesn't just build businesses, it rebuilds lives. Owning a business often starts with the dream of freedom. But the real transformation lies in learning to protect what matters, especially your time, your energy, and your family.
One of the hardest things I feel like for a mother or any parent is trying to find that work-life balance. You know, there's been so many times throughout my career that my daughter was sick. And I always felt horrible about not going to work because I had a sick kid, but I was a mom first.
Sometimes growth means setting boundaries others won't. Sometimes it means creating the space you always wished someone made for you.
2 of my office staff members had babies. And, they were struggling because they needed their income. But, it's hard, especially for the one that I had that was really a single parent. And so we hired an office nanny, dedicated one of the rooms specifically to basically a nursery.
It's not just about stepping away from the 9 to 5. It's about creating a world where others can too. For some, business starts as a job, but in the right environment, it becomes a mission, a reason to get up in the morning, a place to serve.
I was working full-time in ministry for a large church. My heart has always been ministry and helping others. And a friend of mine said, Dean, a great business to get into is to help seniors.
Entrepreneurship can become sacred space, especially when you're invited into someone's final chapter.
There was a gentleman coming home from hospice, coming from the hospital on hospice, and our caregiver, Anna, sat next to him, held his hand, and gave the wife respite, gave her time to go back and sleep. She got up in the middle of the night, and there she saw Anna next to him, holding his hands, and she was praying over him.
What starts as a business transaction can turn into one of life's most sacred moments. Sometimes the journey of entrepreneurship doesn't just change the owner, it restores what matters most: relationships.
We were able to go in and within a couple of weeks, we got a call from the daughter just thanking us so much, because she said, my relationship with my mom has completely shifted back. I don't have to be the mean one, so to speak. She's able to step back out of the care side of it and be able to be the daughter again.
When care is no longer a burden, the relationship has room to heal.
We just experienced it this last week she was with us. We took care of her husband until he passed, and then she just recently passed away. Just our caregivers being there to support her through, this transition, but also, just through the stress of her kids. It's just amazing to watch.
Sometimes the support given to one person ripples out to touch everyone around them.
This caregiver was a great cook. She would fix these amazing meals, and the whole family would come and have this meal, like on a Sunday. I got calls as the owner from the family saying, what an impact that made and how it brought their family together from 2 or 3 different generations.
It's more than service, it's healing. And sometimes it happens right at the dinner table. Confidence doesn't come from a title. It comes from showing up again and again until something clicks. That's when ownership becomes personal.
We had actually lived overseas for about 4 years in Uganda and did some mission work there. But then upon coming back to the States in, I think it was 2019, had an opportunity to help open up a local coffee shop and bakery. Just kind of started talking to my dad about why he got into what he got into. And I was like, what do I want to do? And had an opportunity to jump into a franchise. Doesn't feel like I'm having to sell something because it's truly a need and a gap that I saw in our community.
Sometimes support doesn't come from answers. It comes from trust.
I'm kind of a figure it out on my own. And so he kind of just let me do my thing. And so I think just knowing that support was the biggest thing he could have done for me.
Starting from scratch, that's not a weakness. It's the moment you begin learning what you're capable of. In the end, business ownership doesn't just change the resume, it changes the person.
It's a lot harder than I realized because I really absorb somebody's emotions or feelings. And so I'm not sure if that is always the best. And so it is hard sometimes to care about a senior when their own kids don't care as much about them.
You have to be sold out in what you're doing. Like I said, it's extremely hard some days, but also it comes with so much reward, especially the first year to 2 years. You're gonna establish yourself.
Sometimes the biggest growth doesn't show up on spreadsheets. It shows up in how you treat people, how you handle pressure, how you live when no one's watching. If any part of that story resonated, maybe it's time to ask a bigger question. Not just, can I own a business? But what kind of life could I build if I did? At Caring Senior Service, we don't just help franchisees run strong businesses. We help them build meaningful lives with full training, hands-on support, and a team that truly has your back. So if you're curious about what ownership could look like for you, let's talk. Schedule time with our team to get the details and start your journey. Your next chapter might be closer than you think.